everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just want to let you guys know that I am so glad that you are here and it's good to see you guys again. And yeah, so let's hop to the tutorial. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do a little makeup tutorial for you guys. I'm using a couple new products today, so that'll be exciting to see how those turn out. And yeah, so I am back from taking a big long break. I'm sorry for being inactive for the past month or even more. I was in school, I had to finish up the semester, and it was just, things are getting a little bit crazy, so I had to tone down my other hobbies and just focus on school, which I'm sure all of you guys, know how that goes. I already primed my face using the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer. This is the first time I've used this primer and it was like $3 at Walmart. So of course I invested because I read reviews on Amazon. They were all really good and I know a lot of other beauty bloggers like this primer, so I decided to give it a try. It's just the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer, and when I put it on it felt really oily, but it says it's oil free. I do believe, don't quote me on that, I believe it's oil free because I don't usually buy things that have oil in them because my skin is very oily. But when I put this on, it felt very, like, I used just a tiny bit and it covered my whole face. So I feel like there's a lot of silicone in it, which makes me break out sometimes. So we'll see how my skin lasts throughout the day. I'm probably gonna take off my makeup and have like 8 new pimples, but that is the risk I'm willing to take for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation. I'm gonna use the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation because I used it in a video, impressions video, like 2 months ago, and I wasn't a huge fan, but then I watched a lot more videos on it and realized I was applying it really wrong and I wasn't using a good primer with it, because this foundation is oil free and it's good for oily skin, and I used a very drying primer. So I will stop talking and get to the application. I'm just gonna do two little squeezes on the back of my hand right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation to my face using a flat kabuki face brush by Morphe. So yeah, this one, the S94, my favorite. You guys know. Taking a little bit on my brush. Why should I use my fingers to put it on first? Oh well. I read that stippling this foundation was the best way to apply. Stipple and blend at the same time because it is so thick, but it slides around really well. So that's why stippling was the best way to apply this, is the best way to apply this, I read. So this, I feel, blended out really well. Definitely better than the first time. I don't know if you guys remember that video, but I used, yeah, a really matte primer, and then I used like a weird brush that I never use because it looked like the kabuki brush that Tarte sells with it, so I thought that would be best, but it's not. My regular flat face brush worked amazing, and so I'm glad that foundation did not go to waste because I was planning on returning it or getting rid of it or giving it away to one of my friends. So thankfully it worked out because I really wanted it to. So now I'm going to go ahead and go with concealer. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape in the lightest shade Fair, and I'm just going to go underneath my eyes. And I like to do a little bit on my eyelids to prime them. Just a little bit though, a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. And a little bit on my forehead and a little bit on my chin. Taking a damp beauty blender, and I'm going to blend this into the skin. Alrighty, so that is all blended out. If you guys want a little trick, I have been experimenting with this and found out it to be true for me. When I dampen my beauty blender, I use lukewarm to cold water. If I use lukewarm water, by the time that I finish priming my skin and getting everything else all the foundation and stuff done, the beauty blender gets like a little bit cold, and I find out that using a cold beauty blender versus a hot water beauty blender actually is easier to blend out for me, because I feel like hot water, since it opens up your pores, I feel like sometimes it opens up my pores and takes off and ends up taking away foundation from my face and exposing those big open pores. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but I totally just discovered that a wet cold beauty blender is 20 times better, at least for me. So maybe if you're having issues with your pores showing up after you beauty blend, then maybe you need to switch to cold water. So if that helps, cool, I hope it does. The next product I'm gonna use is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I'm putting, well, okay, that's more than a little bit, but I'm putting a little bit in the cap, and taking a dry drugstore beauty blender, and I'm just gonna dip it in, and I'm gonna set my concealer. Yeah, I got a lot of powder. What are you gonna do about it? And I'm going to just press this powder in to where I just put the concealer on my chin and on my forehead. Alrighty. Dear Lord, I grabbed so much product. Yikes. Sorry, powder. I'm probably gonna have to buy another tub of this stuff like next month, because I've been going through it so fast. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let that actually bake on for a little bit while I go on to other things. I don't bake for the full amount of time because I feel like a few minutes is more than enough for my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, but I don't know what I wanna use today. I haven't used this in a while. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Benefit Ka-Brow. I use this in a lot of my videos, but it's a good product. I just don't use it in the morning before I get ready for work, because I find that it takes a little bit of time to mess around with and get it to actually work. So I'm just gonna use this today because I have time and I'm just chilling today and I wanna use it. So I take my eyebrow spoolie and I comb through my brows. Pinkies out. Pinkies out, bitches. And then the brush that comes with it is not my favorite. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it. It's very small and very caked with product. I don't know if you guys have seen it or can see it. Focus. Focus. Yeah, whatever. It's just very, not a good brush for me to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and use what I normally do with brow products, is the Morphe brow brush. It has a spoolie on one end, which is nice. I could have used that just now, but I didn't. And then it has a really nice angled, thin end to it on the brush side. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip into a little bit of product and comb through one more time. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in, starting with the tail. I'm done messing with them. Oops. I'll be here all day long if I don't just stop doing my brows. Like, I could spend like 13 hours on them and still not be happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Benefit Highbrow to highlight my brow bone. I just go underneath the bottom half, the tail end half of my brow. And then this stuff is really nice. It's easy to blend out with just your finger, no tools required. Yay. And then I'm taking the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my brows and bring up the hairs just a little bit to make them look a little bit messy and a little bit full. I'm just a really big fan of the fluffy, messy eyebrow trend right now, so I love combing them like extra up and out. I just think it's so cute. Okay, next we need to do our eyeballs. Let me pick an eyeshadow palette really quick because I don't know what I want to use. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and use the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. You guys know that I love this palette, so that's why I'm going to use it today. And I'm just gonna grab a NYX blending crease brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the colors Soft Light and Warmth, these two right here, mixed together for my crease. I am just doing windshield wiper motions and circular motions to blend this in. Alrighty, now that the crease is done, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my regular lid color, and I'm going to go in and use All Heart. It's like a warm purple shade right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just pat into that lightly and tap off the excess because I don't want it to dust all over. I do have powder underneath my eye still setting, and that is going to help, but still, I just like to dust it off because I don't like having to deal with too much fallout. I'm going to go ahead and go in with a different color for underneath. So on my lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the color Sunset, which is a nice muted rusty red, super light red actually. And I'm going to go ahead and dip into a little bit of that and go underneath my bottom lash line. Just so you guys know, I am cleaning up my brush after each and every use. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the color Violet, which is the darker purple shade in the palette. And I'm going to go ahead and line my top eyelid with that color to balance out. Alrighty, next I'm going to go ahead and, while I'm here, I'm just going to highlight my brow bone, and I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the Transforming Pearl shade they have in here. It works, you can mix it with the eyeshadows to give it a shimmery, more of a shimmery look to it, but I like to use this color in my inner corners because it works just fine as a highlighter for me too, so. Alrighty, next I'm going to go in with a super fluffy face brush because I'm going to brush off the excess powder we had resting on our eyes forever. My under eyes, my chin, and my forehead. That's where I put that stuff. And then what I like to do is go back in with a second face powder, usually not a transparent one, but a regular skin powder. This one is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin, and this is the color Porcelain number 10. And I just like to go over all my face and focus on my T-zone because it helps me stay matte all day long because you guys know I have a really oily skin. So this is a step that I can't skip unless I want to go for like a super dewy look because it will get dewy. Alright, next I'm going to go in and just bronze and contour, but if I can find my brush, there we go. I'm going to use my Morphe, this is just, I don't know what you would call this type of brush. It's just like, it's a fluffy one, but it also is a little bit like rectangular. So I don't know what you would call this, and there's not a number for it, but I will try to put the link down below for you guys if you want to know exactly what brush this is so you can order it. I'll let you know. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in with a good bronzer. What do I want to use today? Gross. I'm going to go ahead and use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Waterproof Amazonian Clay blah 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 bronzer. And just pat into a little bit. And I'm going to contour the cheeks. I'm just using a super light circular motion when I blend. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to uplift all the foundation and powder that you've already put. So just be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with your skin, be nice to it. Alrighty, next I'm going to go in with a blush, and I am going to use the, where is it? right here. Oh, goodness. It's a mess. I'm going to go ahead and use the Tarteist blush palette. It's got 4 beautiful shades. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with Dream, this far corner one. It's a really pretty darkened blue pink. I'm just going to pat it a couple times. Alrighty, next I'm going to go in with a highlight, and today I'm going to use, let's do something different. I'm going to use the ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter, and it's one of their Super Shock products. Looks like this. It's a really nice highlighter, and it was super cheap. So I'm just going to apply some of this on my cheekbones and the tip of my nose, and a little bit up the bridge, halfway, and then a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face with the Maybelline Master Fix. All set. And I'm going to go ahead and do some lashes. Let's do some lashes today. I'm going to go ahead and use these Wispies. I wore them last week for a hot minute, just for to test out some new lash glue, and then that was it. So I wore them for like 2 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and apply these right now. I believe they are the Ardell Wispy lashes that I love so much, but they're not on the correct packaging, so I don't know if that's them or not, but they look just like it. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and go in with a lip product. I already know what I want to use. I just got this color. It's a Tarteist lip paint in Get It, and I love this color. Obviously I swatched it earlier, so you guys probably already knew what color I had picked out, which is fine. So I'm just gonna wipe off the chapstick I had on and clean up the foundation. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply this with a small mirror. We're having focus problems, aren't we? There we go. So I actually thought that product was going to be a lot more darker on me, because usually every lip color comes on dark on me, but it looks to me like a pumpkin spice, like a really nice terracotta, but like a light version of it. So like a light pumpkin spice on me. I like it because I think it matches the color I did on the under eye, which I think I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going with this. Obviously, I need to take a nap. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was kind of not a huge bang for coming back after a month and a half, but I do have some crazy fun things planned for you guys. I know I want to do some festival looks, music festival looks, crazy ones. I want to do some really fun special effects makeup when it comes to Halloween time, and then over the summer I just want to do lots and lots of different looks for you guys, and do a million different first impressions. And then of course some fun new tags. Yeah, just lots of fun things are gonna come, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you guys have any questions, or if you just want to let me know that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.